This is the Cook and Eat Show, and this episode is called What's in My Fridge. This is where I put together snacks and meals from stuff around my kitchen. Sometimes there's a plan. Most times I'm just making it up as I go. Let's see what happens. Welcome back to another episode of the Cook and Eat Show. And today in my kitchen I had broccoli. The context for this is I went to Toronto for the first time ever, and it was really cool because I kept seeing a bunch of places where they had vegan options, vegetarian options, and it was awesome. One particular place had vegan, vegetarian burgers, and one of those burgers was a broccoli burger, and I happened to have broccoli, and I thought, oh, I really want a burger. Oh, I want a burger so bad. Those days, I have those days often. So I thought, okay, well, the place I went to was literally hunks of, like a chunk of broccoli in between two pieces of bread. I don't want that. If I wanted that, I would just eat this broccoli right here. So instead, what I would like to do is combine a method of making vegan/vegetarian burgers with this broccoli, and we're just gonna see what happens. Besides broccoli, I also had some black rice, brown rice that I'd cooked the day before, so I'm going to be mixing these two rice types. One thing to note is that I wanted to start practicing soaking my grains. I didn't do that with the brown rice. However, I have been soaking the black rice for a few good hours now. It's recommended to soak the brown rice, the red rice, for 7 minimum hours all the way to overnight to get the best nutrients. However, I didn't have that kind of time. I also wanted to use some dried shiitake mushrooms. Now, I am not a fan of mushrooms. However, I am a fan of umami as a flavor. It is one of my favorites. And so I wanted to try something interesting with this one. And then, of course, what goes better with a burger than fries? So I will be making sweet potato fries as my side. Let's skip to the ingredients. In this recipe, I'll be using cashews and walnuts. What this does is, according to a lot of people, it kind of gives a meaty flavor. One of my go-to seasonings is cumin. Another go-to is paprika. This time I'm going to use onion powder instead of actual onions. The next thing I like is mustard powder. Tap a little bit in there. Now fennel, I love it. I really like using it when I'm making tofu sausage. However, too much fennel is definitely a bad thing. Generously take this lid off and tap a very tiny amount. Turmeric is another favorite. It's also just really good for you. And chili powder, because why not? It's also one of those things that adds a really wonderful meaty flavor to things. So now for the herbs, because you know I love my herbs. We've got some sage, got some thyme. Now I don't actually usually get ground thyme, but I wasn't reading, so that's what happens when you don't read, kids. And parsley, we're going to add a lot. I love parsley. And chopped chives, because this just adds a very interesting flavor. I don't know why they have this for this, because these things don't even fit through those holes. I'm going to add a lot of those too. The other things that aren't pictured here, fresh minced garlic, or just minced garlic or garlic powder. I'm going to be using fresh garlic, and oil is necessary to fry the food. Let's get started. All right, so the broccoli won't take long at all to cook. I just added water. For kicks, I'm going to cook the nut and shiitake mix just to make sure that it's not crunchy. What I want to do is cook it on a somewhat medium-low heat and just get it so that the actual pieces of shiitake are soft enough.
Now it's time to mix everything up. I've already got the broccoli in the bowl, so we are going to add in the blended rice, which is the key, hopefully, to making this thing stick together. So the fact that I'm kind of struggling against it makes me feel like it's about ready. So now it's just a matter of tasting it to make sure it's actually going to taste like something. And the wonderful thing about using grains and vegetables is that I'm not going to get food poisoning. Pretty good feeling about where this is at. So now it's time to make them into patties and create those burgers.
So I decided to use sesame seed oil for the flavor.
That's it for me. I'm ready to eat. Let's see. Alright, definitely making more of this. I will catch you guys on the next one.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed putting it together. Thanks for watching. Till next time, keep eating.